All right, so here we go. X Factor taking on Nexus. I'm Matty Marshall, and I'm up here with Ryan Greenspan. And we're about to watch these two teams throw down here. This is the 2011 PSP World Cup. Ryan, what do you think about this matchup?
This is pretty good. You know what? Nexus has had a couple great games. You know, I watched two of their games yesterday, and you know what? They almost beat both guys. They were heads up with the Russians yesterday for the first 3-4 points, and then they kind of let it slip away. And it's half of the London guys, and I think they have what two Tauntaun guys, and they have, I guess, two of their better players.
Yeah, they got Tavares and
Axel,
who's one of the best snake players I hear in Europe, right?
Yeah, for sure. He's small, he's fast, and he gets the job done. He knows what to do.
Yeah, I'm actually real glad to have you up here. Well, one, because you're always a good co-host, but two, you spend so much time traveling the world playing paintball, which I definitely want to pick your brain out as we progress through the game. But also, you've seen London Nexus a lot, Yeah.
You know what? We played them. I think every single time we went over to Europe, or every time we go over to Europe, we play them, and they've been around for years and years and years. They actually beat us in London, in their hometown, and they beat us 5-0, which is
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys go out that night, or?
No, you know what? We and I mean, not to take anything away from them, because
no, I mean they're great.
5-0.
No, they're a great team, but you guys are also a great team, so I would have figured it'd be better than a 5-0 game.
Yeah, we go out there short-staffed every time, which is a problem. We don't ever scout games, and we're kind of like Europe is our kind of like fun event where we just kind of go out there, we play.
The year is such a grind for
you. We
never
even see the field until we step out there the day before. These teams practice it for weeks and weeks before the event, like a real team should, because that's what they focus on, and we kind of just go out there and play it, and we hold our own, but it's definitely not what we want.
Yeah.
So we don't have any scouting reports of teams, and in London especially, the field was kind of funky, and they set up perfectly to put us down.
All right, so they are about to throw down against X Factor right now. Now X Factor, they lost to Russians. Really close match, though. It was a battle back and forth. Best game of the day. It was a bloodbath, but Russians ended up taking it in the very end. All right, here we go. Start of this match. Right now you're looking at Nexus on your screen. On the breakout, they only have one in that back center gunned up, and then immediately flood him out to the Dorito side of the field. So it looks like
they're completely
live.
matched up right now, almost on the Dorito side. They're matched up.
Yeah, Ryan Cohen diving into Dorito 1, though, to try to better his team's field position. And, X Factor, again, they played so great against the Russians, ended up losing it, squeaking out there at the end. They lost, but, just great job by them in that game. Ultimately, they did take the loss, but now they really need this win against Nexus. Yeah, and, Nexus struggling this morning as they took a beating against Damage, 7-1.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. They just looked flat, and honestly, what Damage was doing a really good job of was shooting guys off the break, and they just never let Nexus get in the zone. They never let him get going.
Yeah, we had a practice against Damage before we came out here, and obviously Damage winning the last event. They're a great team, and they're really good at shooting off the break and getting it done. He might have gotten shot in the pack running into that temple right here before the snake.
Yeah, see, referee's in there again, checking him out. Looks like he's clean. Oh, look at this. Archie dies out of that back corner on the snake side of the field, and now it's just Colt Roberts for X Factor over here on the snake side.
It's a one-on-one on the snake side. Colt's looking across the field because if you look all the way over there, the Nexus guy that's up on the Dorito side is a pretty big threat to the whole team over there, and you can move around pretty freely on those Doritos if no one's really checking you off.
Yeah, so as we see the move right now into Snake 1, I believe that was Axel able to get in there. And then a move is immediately mirrored by Colt Roberts for X Factor. And then now Devin Stutz moves out to back up Axel here in the snake for Nexus.
If you looked at that move that Devin just did, that was a huge, huge move. He ran from that center temple all the way over to the snake corner.
Yeah, that's a real far move. He's fast for a big guy, man.
He is.
Devin's pretty fast for a big guy.
He is. He's actually really athletic, a lot more athletic than people think, with all the other little sports that he does. He keeps pretty busy.
Yeah, so here we go. Now moves being made down the drill side for X Factor, and Colt Roberts is trying to get a shot cross field. I think that's Clint Moore for Nexus over there in Dorito 1.
Look at that. It's 3. Now it's 3-on-1.
Yeah, Axel shoots Ryan Cohen cross field. So, and it looks like Colt Roberts is having problems with this little bit paint breakage in his gun.
You know what? The paint actually out here, a lot of people I've seen when I was watching the morning games are having some trouble with paint. It's breaking a lot.
Well, I had Steve Rabikoff up here from GI, Sports, and he was saying, look, man, as a paint manufacturer, we're going to Florida.
Yeah,
historically,
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, talk me through that as like pro player.
Well, you play out here, and historically, like you were saying, we're playing in 100-degree weather, and the paint manufacturers can only make so much paint, and they have to make it for what's forecasted. And if you make paint for warm weather and it's cold out, then there's going to be a big problem.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we have seen that this morning. So, teams battling through it though. Right now, the score: Nexus 1, X Factor 0. And as this game gets underway, X Factor. That's a team that has some success in the past, and then, you guys pick some of them up, and then kind of players went here and there, but now they got the band back there. They even have Dixon Yang back on the team. Let's check out the breakout here. You're looking at Nexus's breakout on your screen. Look at that, singling up in that center. It's hard to live up there for more than just the break, but we've been seeing teams doubling up that or tripling up that back center, but then immediately flooding guys out.
Yeah.
What have you guys been doing back there?
We never put more than 2 guys back there. Usually on the squad that I play with, it's Glenn and I kind of hang back there. It's just it's hard to decide what to shoot at. I shoot at the snake side, he shoots at the Dorito side. And you know what? I honestly don't know, because you can't see the back center, so I don't know who I'm supposed to shoot at, so I kind of just pick one spot and hope they run through it. We've gotten lucky. The first game against Vicious, we were shooting 2 or 3 guys off the break every game.
Yeah.
And then against the Uprising team, we'd maybe shoot 1 guy. So it all depends on luck of the draw where you want to shoot.
Yeah, and speaking of phenomenal performances so far in this event, you guys are perfect so far. You 7-0'd your first game, 7-0'd your second game. So, talk to me a little bit about that.
Like I said, we had practice. We were out here in Florida last weekend practicing damage, and that's a great team to play.
Yeah, great team to play.
Then we had on Thursday we had a couple hours to play and get our shooting lanes down. Here's the breakout.
All right, so here we go. You're looking at X Factor on your screen right now. Dusty Odell in the red beanie, and then now look at this, digging all the way to Snake 1 is Nexus, able to make it in there clean.
And this is a good move, because if you look at how X Factor is set up with 2 guys in the center, that's a really dangerous move, because they're set up to lock down the field, except when a guy gets in the snake, that center temple doesn't do a whole lot anymore.
Yeah.
It's really small.
So yeah, now they have good field position, and it looks like X Factor has really good penetration in that center, though, as they have Grayson Goff and Alex Martinez in there. And they're Grayson Goff shooting Dorito side, Alex Martinez trying to lock down the snake, but not able to do it, and he gets taken out by Axel. So nice job by Axel getting up to the next notch of the snake and doing some work.
Yeah, see, if he can figure out that it's G2 for him, he can get down the side of the snake and match up with Colt Roberts, who just slid in there. But he can shoot Dixon, or who's that in the center? Grayson?
Yeah, Grayson.
Yeah, he can shoot him.
Oh, but look at this. Over on the Dorito side of the field, looks like Nexus having an issue, and they're losing a player out of Dorito 1, so no one on the Dorito side of the field for Nexus. Devin Stutz has this gun in that stand-up temple. He's just trying to get a shot on Colt Roberts. You can see their top left-hand portion of your screen. And then look at all that paint just breaking off of that bunker right there. That's all from Devin Stutz in the stand-up temple on the opposite side of the field.
I played that thing a couple times yesterday, and that thing's really tight. When there's a guy in that stand-up temple in the middle shooting those beams, it's just bouncing around in there. It's a real big pain.
Yeah, and it's tough because it looks like a big bunker from here, but you get in there and the angles get a lot smaller when you're on the field.
Oh yeah. See, the move that needs to happen right now is this Nexus player in Snake 2 needs to get around the corner into Snake 4 and shoot that center can.
Yeah, Axel definitely needs to bump up here. Now, basically it's just Dusty stopping him, right? And Colt Roberts down the tape.
Yeah.
Colt Roberts has got his gun on Devin Stutz.
Yeah. He's just holding that, but look at that, he's breaking paint again.
Yeah, it's definitely been an issue here, and again, it's tough. I mean, it's like you get, the paint manufacturers are making paint for at least 85 to 90 to 100 degree weather. It's
and another problem that's gonna affect this Nexus team is because they have 2 French guys, they have Devin from America, so the communication and the game plans aren't going to be very straight and sound. If he needs to make a move up the side of the field on the snake side, he's not going to be able to do it very effectively, just because he's not going to be able to tell the rest of his guys on his team, because they all speak English and they also play on 2 different teams.
Yeah.
So for him to...
And that's a big component. I mean, I think one of the reasons you guys are so successful is, obviously you're skilled and talented, but you guys just really have this innate communication.
and
a penalty on Devin. So that's the second penalty of the day here. And here comes Colt Roberts. Big move by Colt Roberts, but he gets taken out. See if the referee wipes off Axel, and he's going to take him out too. So it's just Grayson Goff left alive in the chaos that ensued at the end of that point, and he is going to hang that flag for X Factor to tie it up at 1 apiece. So that was a major penalty assessed on Devin Stutz. For Nexus is going to have to play down a body for the next minute and 48 seconds.
You know what? It was actually a yellow flag, so let's see if they keep it up on the board.
Nexus picked up a major penalty.
They threw a yellow, but he might have accidentally grabbed the wrong flag.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. We'll see. They'll definitely sort it out here.
We did get a scouting report from earlier from one of our scouts saying that they're throwing a lot more majors today than they were yesterday. I think if that's it, that would be the 7th major, I believe, of the day.
I mean, it hasn't. Yeah, it's
as opposed to yesterday. I think they threw. Well, I think Chicago Aftershock got 3 in one game, but that would have been.
Well, look at this replay. 3. Look at this brutal move there. Just Colt Roberts trying to streak down and take out Axel, but they traded out, and it just wasn't enough. You can see Axel frustrated there because Grayson Goff was left alive, and so Grayson able to hang that flag. And looking at Dixon Yang on your screen right now. It's cool to see Dixon. It's cool to see the band get back together for X Factor. They're a really cool team that came out of Texas, and Texas has a history. Actually, we had Steve Rabikoff up here, and he started Houston Heat back in the day, and it's always been an interesting kind of aggressive style of paintball. And I think that X Factor is trying to refine their style right now and trying to figure out what works best for them.
Yeah, and you know what? The cool thing about the X Factor guys is they're in it to have fun. Also, they obviously want to win, but they're out here having a lot of fun. And they're kind of playing around, and it's working out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So the score is 1-1 right now. X Factor taking on Nexus. It's also cool to see Nexus come over and take place in the World Cup, because this is the World Cup, so it's nice to see the international flavor with the Russians that obviously come over for every event. And
it's good to show. It's good to show that they can hang.
Yeah. And they've definitely had some hard-fought battles. I mean, they played Infamous yesterday and took them into overtime and ended up losing 6-5, but still, it was a brutal match.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 4 bodies. You're looking at 4 bodies alive for Nexus. Is digging out to the back corner on the Snake side of the field, and they lose their back player over there on the Dorito side trying to get out to the corner. And it looks like 5 bodies alive for X Factor.
Yeah, and Nexus just lost another body trying to move.
They got Kovar here in Snake 1 for X Factor.
What the Nexus guys are also not used to playing over in Europe is when you get a penalty in Europe, it's just a 1-for-1. Out here, there's an actual time on it, as everybody knows.
Yeah.
And those little moves, like, they need to learn or remember at least that they need to burn the time off the clock, not make any kind of moves just to win the game, because they're not going to play with 5 guys at the next point.
Yeah.
As opposed to Europe, if you get a penalty, it's just a 1-for-1 penalty.
And that is a big difference, though, because you have to keep that in mind. And honestly, there's a lot of strategy that comes in with playing around with that penalty clock and trying to get guys in the box and that whole thing, too. So do I hang the flag? Do I let the time run? All that sort of thing. Look at this battle going on right now. And Archie ended up grabbing that flag, but loses his gunfight against, I don't think that's Axel, but Nexus playing in the back corner.
In this Snake corner. It looks like him. He's got the blue beanie on.
Yeah, he's battling out from there and is able to take out Archie, but still 2 players left alive. Looks like I think Moro and Kovar alive in the center, or from the center of the field to the Snake side for X Factor. They also have good field position on the Dorito side as well. So 2 bodies in the back corners left alive for Nexus right now as they try to battle back here and cross it up.
That kill, that elimination in the center of the field when you got Archie was huge, because now that burned off so much more time. There's about 13 seconds left on the penalty box. Chances are he's not going to make it out of that box just because it's a center pin.
Not a lot of places to hide when you're coming out of that box now, So here he comes, and he's just going to come out into a hail of paint, and Devin's a big dude spot put behind that little pin. So he gets smoked down, and still 4 bodies left alive trying to push into the remaining 2 players for Nexus.
This field is, as many bunkers as there are on the field, it's really hard to close it down. Just because every time it seems like you get up further on each side of the field, it seems to block out the key important guys that you need to shoot.
Yeah, and then here comes Ryan Cohen for X Factor. Looks like he might have caught one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he was doing. Oh, you know what? They traded out with that corner, though. Oh, there it is.
So that is going to do it. So nice job by Todd Morrow, who's grabbing that flag and running it in for X Factor, as they are going to go up 2-1 right now on London Nexus. I really hope Nexus continues their franchise, too. It's been around for a long time. They are English paintball.
Yeah.
And I really hope they continue to keep the fires lit over there for paintball.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna keep it together with the Millennium Series. You know, they play 4 events. One of them's in their backyard in London. 2 are in Paris, which is
not a bad flight.
Or
you could just take the train
drive,
over.
I think.
Yeah.
And then where was the other one? Germany. That's been there every time. They got rid of Spain finally. Seeing as every year it gets flooded out and canceled.
Yeah,
but,
well, we do know that the weather gods hate paintball.
Yeah, they do.
Hate paintball. It is warming up here a little bit. It's been freezing cold this morning.
Yeah, that is kind of funky how cold it is out here.
So let's check out this break. And now look at Archie just ghosting out there in the center and then getting to that insert bunker. Now on the flip side, you're looking at Nexus. And Nexus, only 4 players. Again, down a body there because of that major penalty.
They do a similar breakout, though. That, both those guys float out to those inside bunkers right out of the back center. But then this guy right here, this move, that wasn't a very great move. When you're playing down, you don't want to move into their guns.
Yeah. All right, so 11 minutes and 37 seconds left to go here.
And this will be 5-on-5?
Yeah, back in full strength, both teams. So talk to me about this afternoon's competition. You guys feel confident?
Yeah, absolutely. We play Impact first. They're a great team, and they had some ups and downs yesterday.
Yeah, they got beat by Vicious yesterday.
And we watched both of their games. The problem is you never know if they're going to change their game plan because it didn't work against Vicious, or they're going to keep it the same because it kind of worked against Iron Man. So it's really difficult to say.
Yeah, that's going to be. I'm really looking forward to watching that matchup. All right, here we go. You're about to watch the breakout. You're looking at X Factor on your screen right now. And that's Colt Roberts. They're streaking out to the corner. Wow, Grayson Goff almost shoots himself in the face, but he is able to make it out alive.
And they shoot two of the Tauntauns, or the Nexus guys get shot out of the snake side off the break, so this is going to be a rough game for him. Yeah,
it's not looking good at this point, and now Devin is getting checked out by the referee, and there's Grayson Goff on your screen right now for X Factor, and he's squeegeeing his gun again. And now he's going to try to get out and into Snake 1, and he is able to get out there alive. So now X Factor has a presence here in the Snake, and here comes Devin.
That big Phil again.
Damage control Phil.
There we go.
Wow, he's able to make those spots.
Yeah. Those are tough fills. I mean, we always, whenever we're in that spot,
you do a lot of those fills too. Sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm quite a bit smaller than he is. But when you're in that center temple, that's the problem with that thing is, where do you go once things start? Where do you go to plug the hole? It's kind of tough to say.
Yeah, it is tough to say
because that's a far bunker and it's not easy to move around in that thing.
So here comes Colt Roberts as looks like Grayson Goff got shot trying to get into past the 50-yard line, and now Colt Roberts is able to pick up the slack. And he polishes off both of the last players left alive.
Look at that, and his gunner shooting
Nexus.
Shooting straight that time.
Yeah, so Colt Roberts feasting on the Dorito side. Well, he's on the Snake side, but shooting crossfield to the Dorito side, gets himself a little 2-pack. So nice job by Colt Roberts to make this a 3-1 game in favor of San Antonio X Factor.
Well, there's his little profile right there.
So, Colt Roberts been around the game for a long time. And pretty consistent player. He's pretty consistent over here. Gets a lot of reps for X Factor as well. He should. And, he used to play for the Naughty Dogs back in the day.
Yeah, and he's quick. He's fast, And we know that when he's on the field and he's kind of lined up in that sprinter position, he better shoot for the Snake.
It's funny that you said that. Well, Davey was up here for the last game, and, you guys played on the same team for a long time. And he was saying, when you're looking at the Russians, you don't really know a lot of times where they're going to go by how they're lining up.
Right.
But let's look at this replay real quick. And you're looking at bottom right-hand corner of your screen. That's Colt Roberts scurrying. And then there's that fill from Devin. And he was able to make it, I think, but then he got clipped. And then
I think that X Factor was up on that Dorito side.
Yeah, and you're looking at Roberts rolling his gun towards that Dorito side of the field. And then he sees it's clear. And he is just going to scurry on past it quickly.
That's actually Grayson right there that gets shot.
Grayson, and then Colt fills up.
Colt,
Yeah, so Grayson was the first guy in, and then here comes Colt Roberts.
Because a lot of times when you're on that Dorito side and you shoot that first guy, especially when you're that low on bodies, you shoot a first guy and you kind of look for the next one. And you don't expect Colt or anybody really just to fill right into Snake 4 again. It's
that's why you try to keep multiple bodies over there. That's the point.
I mean, I think it was 5-on-2. So
yeah, so it's easy to look like a superstar when it's 5-on-2. Those are my favorite points to play.
I like them too. I just kind of hang out in the back and then just run and grab the flag once everybody shoots everybody.
A lot of these teams have so much depth, and you're seeing a lot of different guys get reps. I mean, you got guys like Colt Roberts getting a lot of reps. look at your team. You guys are real deep. How do you figure out who's going to play what spot in the field?
You know what? That's actually something we changed up quite a bit. You know, Mouse is obviously the most devastating player on the Snake side, so he kind of sticks it over there. Yosh usually plays up to these middle insert spots, and then as far as the outsides, anybody can play on any of the spots, so it's kind of like whatever you're feeling comfortable with.
Yeah, we had a question actually. It was earlier. It was like, who was from the, we're getting questions from PB Nation. If you're out there and you're watching, go to PB Nation. We'll try to get to as many questions as we can. Obviously, we got to focus on the game. But that being said, we'll get to that in a second. But who do you think is the most dominant player of the year? Was a question.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a good one. So here we go. Ooh, almost a false start from X Factor. Let's see if the ref pulls them out. Nope, they were able to tag up. So 5 players alive for X Factor off the break, and good job by Ryan Cohen, able to get into Dorito 1.
Ooh, this is an interesting breakout with these Nexus guys. They don't put anybody on the Snake side.
Yeah, there's no one over here.
Yeah, there's just the one, that inside temple, or that inside cake, but
yeah, they have Axel there, and that's it. And he's rolling his gun. You can see he's trying to get over, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean,
yeah,
I think the Snake, you really got to have someone over here. And
to tie up guns.
Yeah, exactly. Have somebody shoot at, and have somebody that the opposing players are going to shoot at, enables you to get some moves done. Oh, and look at this, getting shoot up over there on the Dorito side is Nexus, not able to get into Dorito 1, and now you're looking.
Now everybody's kind of stuck in the center of the field, and
Kovar all the way.
Michael's just gonna.
Michael Kovar's all the way past the 50-yard line.
And here it goes. Boom, there's one.
Yeah, feasting. And let's see if he can wrap around and get a shot on Axel. Axel's just gunned up on him right now.
Yeah, he knows he's there.
Look at this. Every 50-yard line bunker is taken up by an X Factor player as Archie Montemayor is in that center structure. And Ryan Cohen in the 50-yard line Dorito.
And it looks like Nexus is still making moves up that Dorito side. Kovar here is having some serious problems with his gun.
I think he curveballed one in. I think he curveballed one in.
Really?
Yeah. I just watched it wing in. Yeah, curveballed one in. Threw a knuckleball at him.
And now it looks like it's a 5-on-1.
And here comes Archie hunting up the center, and that is going to do it.
Bringing it to 4-1.
Looks like Clint, last player left alive for Nexus, and that is, so the score is going to be 4-1. X Factor making quick work of Nexus. Nexus not looking good today, as they did yesterday.
No, not at all. Is this their first game or their
second game? They played the first game against Damage, and it just didn't look good. I mean, they were getting destroyed off the break, couldn't really get it going.
When you play a point, when your first point is just devastating for you, you're not prepared for that sort of thing, and you lose 7-1. It's really draining on your team,
Yeah.
So
yeah. So talk to me about who do you think is the most dominant player this year? Because I would say maybe Alex Goldman.
Yeah, Alex Goldman is,
he's up there.
He's definitely.
If he's not the one, then he's up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But who else do you think? In your opinion?
Justin Rabikov. Off the Russians, that they have some pretty good guys. Other than that, I don't really know. It's hard to say. You have the 1s and 2s on each team that are pretty devastating, and Chad from Damage definitely does the majority of the damage on their team. They're definitely a slower team, so I wouldn't say that they have the most impact. Impact players. So the impact players are the teams that are really running.
Hold that thought for a second. Let's check out this breakout here. You're looking at them doubling up that back center, and then look, like you were talking about, Ryan. Look, nothing over here on the Snake side. They got Axel right there. Now on the flip side, let's look at X Factor. Ooh, almost on the false start.
And if you look at X Factor's move over here on the Dorito side, he shoots and he quickly gets into this first Dorito. And what that does actually is that'll lock off the entire Snake side, because you can't make a secondary move, which is what Nexus was planning on doing with that guy over there, because you can see anything past that little cake. So that was definitely an ill-advised play, I'd say, for Nexus. And then a good play off of it by X Factor.
And also, I'm kind of pondering why they would want to come out conservative like that when they're down.
When you're down
bodies,
points,
down points.
I think that they were hoping to shoot somebody off the break, which clearly didn't happen. But like I said, they don't have a whole lot of practice. They're losing games, and so maybe that was something new for them. They're like, hey, listen, nothing else is working today. Can I just try this? Let me shoot this thing. I don't know.
That does happen sometimes. You're like, nothing else is going right.
This is how it works. when you come up with some crazy game plan is A, all right, hey, look, we're up 5-1 or 6-1. I'm gonna go to do this. I'm just gonna try it. Let me try it. I haven't tried it before. Or hey, we're down 5-1. You guys aren't shooting anybody. Put me in the back center. I'm gonna shoot this guy and I'll fill out to the corner. Psych.
And yeah.
Oh, and Nexus is starting with 4.
That's not good for them.
It's a minor penalty.
Minor penalty.
So.
Might have been like a pit penalty or something. But anyway, yeah, starting down a body and just trying to spread the field out wide.
Watch this. And that's...
And a major penalty on Nexus. So Nexus completely falling apart at the seams right now. And now they got 2 boys in the box.
They did shoot one. They did shoot Colt out of this snake corner.
So they did snuck a ball in on Colt.
So maybe they can hold this off. Maybe this snake corner guy plays it as well as they did last
35
time.
seconds till they get that first body out of the box.
Yeah, and again, he's coming out into the pin, so it's like you may as well just start, dead.
Yeah, that is actually an interesting thing to talk about because with there not being a big back bunker.
They're dropping the hand on this guy.
Grayson gets tore up.
Oh, God.
Devin just puts it down on the last Nexus player headhunting.
You know, it's always funny though, and you'll catch this sometimes. Maybe not as much in the pro league. Is the teams, demolish the last guy like that, and there's 10 seconds left on the penalty box. I've seen Oliver come out of it several times, and they'll devastate that last guy, and then they're all super excited and cheering like, "Hey, we just beat him so quick!" And then someone will come right out of the penalty box and just at least put it on one guy, make yourself feel a little better.
Yeah. Put like 10 on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always a good boost when you shoot that one guy a bunch.
Yeah. All right. So we got the breakout here, and you're looking at that crossfield spread by X Factor, and they got Alex Martinez in that back center, and they immediately lose body trying to get in.
That was Colt.
Yeah.
They shot him, and then right here is when Axel goes to this little cake. I think he gets shot in the loader. It's hard to see on there, but he's checking himself, and I'm not so sure that was a major. I mean,
that
was a tough major right there.
That's a hardcore.
It looked like
he
was looking at his loader.
Yeah, that's a hard. And you can see
when he got in there.
And look, they're having Axel's like who's French, so he's probably having a hard conversation. Yeah, this is impossible.
I just don't understand.
Yeah. So he's shaking his head. He's like, really, man.
And
really?
I mean, it's like on something like that when it's 5-1 and you're getting demolished. It's like, when the ref's like, all right, I'm not so sure that was a major, but I kind of want to throw it. And it could be a minor. Just give him a break a little bit. Like, let's let these guys play paintball.
Thoroughly demoralizing.
Hey, thanks for each one of you guys spending $1,500 on your plane tickets out here. I hope you're having fun. I'm gonna throw a major on that loader hit, by the way. So,
you should go and tell your boys, hey, they're being a little affluent with the majors. So
I'm not gonna get on anybody about throwing any kind of penalties. You try to stay on the best possible side of the refs. If anything, I'd be like,
no,
that was a great job.
Not the refs, your boys, your guys.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna let them know that they're throwing one. Because like I said, they didn't throw a whole lot yesterday.
Yeah, and I was going to say,
except for the aftershock guys.
With the refs, hey man, it's a tough job. They're out there all day.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is get on any of the refs' bad sides. It's yes
they
sir,
might be
no
going to the
sir.
snake right here. Oh, this is a snake move.
Here we go.
The big guy,
all the
snake
way to
move.
the snake. Kovar able to get into the snake. One off the break. Oh, and he might have got a quick shot in on the back corner.
It looked like it hit him.
Yeah, it looked like it hit him.
Huh.
But no, I mean, ref's right on him. So ref's 2 feet from him. And they lose Ryan Cohen over there on the Dorito side.
Now at least it's 4-on-4.
So the one Nexus player still in the box.
Oh, shot him in the shoulder on the Dorito side. And in the head. So now it's 3-on-4.
Yeah, so Kovar, nice shot, cross field.
Yeah, we got 4. And this is the thing, is when he sits right there, he can lock off that entire side of the field.
Yeah, like no one's going down that Dorito side with him locking it down.
And there's 30 seconds on the penalty. This actually might be a game where they get him out of the penalty box. It's 3-on-3 right now. They just lost Kovar.
Yeah, and they lose Kovar too, so they're definitely probably going to get him out of the box.
Yeah.
23 seconds left to go. Again, not a lot of place for him to hide with that little tiny, just the little pin.
And X Factor just lost another body.
Todd Morrow
so
as
3-on-2. The only, X Factor definitely has a chance just because of the inexperience of Nexus in this league.
Yeah, referee in there getting into the snake.
Okay.
The Nexus player, and he's
We got
clean.
2 seconds, 1 second. Coming out of the box now.
And he makes it, and Axel's tiny.
Yeah,
so
little guy. But it looked like he was taking heat going in there.
Yeah, he definitely looks like, Archie was definitely trying to get some shots on him. But he scurries out of there, squirrels out.
So now it's a 4-on-2. Archie's a really solid player, especially in these situations.
Yeah, down bodies.
Really calm, really cool player.
It's funny you say that because that's exactly what we were talking about the first game, because he had a situation, same thing, and he was able to fight back.
And he played with us for a full season, and this is like where he shines. Him and Glenn Takamoto, they're really good at these situations where just play smart, play slow.
Yeah, calm under fire.
Yeah, just be calm.
What sort of mental, I mean, you're one of those guys too, and what are you thinking in a situation like that?
I mean, you can't panic. If you panic is when you make mistakes, and albeit, I definitely make some mistakes a lot.
Well, everybody does.
Yeah, but
no one can be perfect.
But if you got to realize, all right, what's the worst that can happen? All right, I can lose this game, or I could just kind of relax and hope the other guys make the mistakes.
Yeah,
because in this situation right here, and again, you have to remember who you're playing against, a less experienced team in this league, and they're kind of panicking too. They're down by 4 points. They think that they have 4 bodies alive, and when a team thinks they have 4 bodies alive, they can risk a little bit more.
Yeah.
And they're gonna might come into your guns.
I agree, and I spent a lot of my time doing stuff like that too when I was playing. And one of the things that really I thought a lot about is that look, man, if it's 2-on-4, you're not supposed to win that point. I mean, it'd be rad if you did, but it's not the end of the world if you don't, because it was 2-on-4. It kind of frees you up.
Yeah.
To kind of just be like, okay, it's not the end of the world if we lose this point. I mean, yeah, of course, I don't want to lose. So it's the combination of not wanting to lose, but understanding that you're not necessarily supposed to win because you're down bodies. That should free up the panic mode. Shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So Archie getting taken out.
And now it's a 3
again,
on.
just too many bodies coming at him. Not much he could do. So one Slayer left alive. I don't know why Nexus is not dropping the hammer on this guy. So Dixon Yang getting saved from a couple brutal point-blank blows by a dink crossfield shot from the snake.
Yeah, that was
That's when you get up and you're like,
thank you.
The guy that's five steps from you, it's like, thanks for not running me down.
Yeah. So it looks like it's now going to be 5-2 with 2:40 on the clock, and we're playing 5-on-5. So I haven't really seen
a lot of quick points.
Yeah. I've definitely seen a quick point or two, but I definitely haven't seen 3 back-to-back quick points. So it looks like as long as X Factor doesn't get really weird, this will pretty much be wrapped up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if X Factor just hey, carry one more pot of paint and never stop shooting your gun.
That's another thing about this field is you shoot a lot of paint. I mean, I went through 7 pods in one of the games, and I don't shoot that much.
Well, I'm just glad you're carrying 7 pods, because I hate watching people run out of paint. It drives me crazy.
Well, and I ran out of paint. That was our last point of the last game yesterday, point 7. I was down to my last little balls.
Were you picking paintballs off the ground?
No. I had a little bit in my loader, and it was actually funny. Is I bunkered this guy in the snake, and it was 7-0, and he spun on me, and then he said, "Haha, wear it." Like, what?
Who was it?
I don't know. Some idiot from Uprising. I'm like, hey, it's 7-0, and then the ref wanted to grab a flag and throw the penalty, and I don't know if he wanted to throw it on me or him for gawking at each other, but I told him not to worry about it.
Do you know the Uprising guy? Because they're also, Portland Uprising been playing in the MPPL, now coming in the PSP for the World Cup. You've been playing in the MPPL as well. Talk to us about Uprising a little bit.
You know what? They're kind of one of those underdog teams that nobody really knew about, and no one gave a whole lot of credit to at the beginning, but they've placed in the top 4 a couple times now, and that's huge, for a brand new team.
Who would you say are the stars on that team? Guys people should know about. I mean, it's tough because it's such a young team.
You know what? They have a kid from England actually who played over in Europe a lot, and he's always been out at the events and kind of hanging out, and he's a good player. He knows how to play.
All right, here we go. Let's check out this breakout. You're looking at X Factor, and Colt Roberts is digging, and I thought he was going to snake one for a second. No, he pulls up, and strong. It looks like they lose Grayson over there.
No, that looks like Devin.
Devin, yeah, they lose Devin over on the Dorito side.
And Nexus just dropped a body on the Dorito side as well. So it's 4-on-4 right now.
With 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go.
Yeah, Nexus has a little bit better body placement just because they're outside on that Dorito side, but they need to get down there.
Yeah, and here comes Dusty now, and you see top right-hand portion of your screen as the time is ticking off. Dusty able to get out a little wide, and needs to get his gun up to start rolling it. I mean, it's at the point where if they just shoot the lanes, Nexus is going to have to come. They have no choice but to die going forward. Try at least something. Yeah,
they need to realize that. Oh, he can make it into the snake right now if he needed to. It looks like there we go. If he plays this right, he can make it into that. He can make this a game-changing move here, because they just shot Colt Roberts. Axel needs to get down the side of the field.
Yeah, so, yeah, Axel definitely needs to get on his horse and start trying to make something happen here.
They got Grayson sitting in this center can.
Just locking it down.
Trying to.
Yeah,
that thing's so tough. We got a minute 30. He needs to get Grayson off the field right now. Right there.
Did you get a shot on him?
Yep, right there.
Yeah, there. Finally got a shot on him.
It doesn't look like the other.
Dusty's still shooting that lane,
so
though.
This lane's hard. This lane that Dusty's shooting across here goes right in between the Snake 1 and 2 cuts. So it's hard to get around this corner sometimes, but he needs to go for it. There's 1 minute left here.
Yeah.
4 on 2, 1 minute left, and they're both on that far side of the field. You can kind of come down here and just drop the hammer.
Yeah, just cut the center. Cut through the center. Oh,
there it is. It's kind of fun, actually.
It's kind of fun, actually. He's able to scurry through that lane there, but
he can go right up the center right here. Now it's 4 on 1.
Yeah.
X Factor just lost their last body.
And yeah, go up the center, drop the hammer on Dusty.
Come on.
Dusty's a great dude, but at this point, he needs to wear it. Yeah.
There we go.
Here it comes. No,
now
don't
stop.
So Dusty gets dinked out. You know, that's another thing too. If you're out there watching it, at this level, I really honestly love to see when guys drop the hammer because it sends a message, and this is part of the game.
It is. And you know, and that's another thing is like if you could get that off the break and instill the fear in other teams by, you know, really putting it on them.
And then you got to go in the pit, and then also, I mean, not so much now because there's only 30 seconds left, but
cleaning yourself off.
Yes,
like getting,
you got. I mean, like if you get to shoot a guy point blank like a couple times, man, and you get like inside his goggles. I mean, he's flustered and in there, especially if it's a starter. You know, he's like, oh, get here, clean the goggles off.
Or if some teams play with 7 guys, you know, Uprising play with 7 guys, and I even said it. I was like, listen, if you guys get the chance,
so does Aftershock too.
You don't have to shoot him. Don't when you bunker them, don't necessarily shoot them in the head and the
shoot him in
back. Shoot the shit out of their packs.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because then it like breaks paint there sometimes, and sometimes they don't, or they won't switch pods out.
Exactly.
And all of a sudden you're loading a nasty, mucked up pot of paint in there. Yeah, it's little things like that though. Yeah, so that's a big thing, man.
You know, it's funny. Oliver even said something yesterday. He's like, you know what? I hate being nice. I tried to be nice yesterday. I bunkered this kid, shot him like twice, and he spun on me and shot me like 15 times, and I looked like the asshole.
Which normally in Oliver, maybe he's getting a little soft in his old age. Normally Oliver loves to drop the hammer.
He even said it. He's like, dude, I'd never do that either. I just decided to be nice because we were beating him 6-0 or 5-0, you know? Like, let me be nice and just...
Oliver loves being the headsman. He just like loves just broadsorting people as much as possible.
J-Rab does the same thing. I always say to him, hey, listen, J-Rab, if you get a chance to bunker me, just, you know, I'll go out. I'm not going to sit there, you know? Don't shoot me in the back of the head like 6 times. I've seen you do it all the time. He's like, I'm not going to do it to you. Jeez. Just come on, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, the guys that you're battling against all the time, 10 events a year or more sometimes, you know, it's like, there's kind of a little bit of like, it's like, look, man, I'll spare you the axe if you spare me the axe when the time comes, you know?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 33 seconds to go. We got ourselves a 2-point game. And it's not physically impossible for Nexus to score 2 points in 33 seconds, but it's a tall order.
It's impossible.
On this field layout?
I think that if...
We're trying to create some drama here.
Yeah. I think if they were able to shoot all 5 guys off the break, and they sent someone running straight up the center of the field to grab the flag, you could probably run the length of the field in 5 to 7 seconds.
Yeah, I'd say you could.
So it's, you know, they could actually win the game. 4 back-to-back.
I loved how you broke it down
7 seconds.
Right there. Yeah, there you go.
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm following your logic.
Okay. Yeah, 11-second points. That even gives them some time to like take a quick breath. 3 points and they win, huh? That would definitely go down in the history books as the biggest ultimate blow
ever
by X Factor.
It'll be like 25. We'll be like, you remember back in 2011?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if my mom was out there, along with my grandmother and my cousin and your mother, they probably wouldn't even be able to blow it like that. So it would be on the outside chance here.
Well, let's see what's going to happen. We got about a minute. There was a timeout called.
There was a timeout, and hopefully Nexus called it and said, hey, listen, this is our last game of the World Cup. Let's
go out and blaze glory.
Let's go out and blaze glory. Let's
double
up the X.
I would love to see if double up the X. Love to see if
come on, guys. The webcast is rolling here.
Yeah, the paintball world is watching. Do something crazy that we'll all remember.
30 seconds.
Okay, looks like both the French guys are out there.
Please don't go to the back corner. Axel, do not go to the back corner. Do some like crazy stunt, man. I remember back we had a lot of points back in the day.
Yeah.
Close, like just last second, crazy
Yeah,
10-second
when
points.
it was we
I remember
battled
you
each
guys
other.
came back on us in Orlando one year when we were playing for first and second. We went up on you guys a bunch of points, and oh my God, you guys came screaming back. And
Yeah, it's
that
hard to
game
do that on this
sucked.
field. On these fields, longer field lengths, less bunkers. Seems
All right,
like.
here we go.
And Snake off the break for Nexus.
And
he's
he
dead.
gets
That
shot, and
sucks.
they do
X,
go to the
there's
center.
X. Get up there.
And he gets blazed down. That's pretty much going to do it as far as offense is concerned. Well, they try to get into Snake 1 on a stunt, but Archie's trying to lock it down from the inside pin.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, X Factor's losing some guys,
firing.
but so's the Nexus, and that's going to do it.
And looks like X Factor wins the point.
Walk it in.
And that'll do it. 6-3.
So that is going to do it for Nexus here at the 2011 World Cup. So props to them for making the trip across the pond and throwing down against everyone. And they had some brutal games, but they just didn't have enough to take down X Factor today, as X Factor is going to win this match 6-3. So congratulations to X Factor as they finish the day with a W.
And props again to Nexus for coming out here and,
Yeah, it's great to see it,
and handling.
Wish we, as paintball develops around the world, just love to see more of the teams step up and make the trip here to Orlando. And we are going to have another awesome game coming at you in just a few moments. Russia, Boston Red Legion going to be taking on LA Infamous in just a few moments. I'm Manny Marshall, and we will see you in just a moment.